I am super excited because I'm finally taking the Eurostar train. We're going to be going the full length from here all the way to Amsterdam.
Come travel with me on board one of Europe's most famous trains, and we'll see if their premier cabin delivers a first-class experience.
The cool thing about Eurostar is it connects London with great cities like Paris, Brussels, Rotterdam, and Amsterdam. You can actually also take Eurostar to Disneyland in Paris, which is a great way to get there as well. Now, it's a little bit pricey. We're going to be traveling in the Premier cabin today, and I'm going to talk about that and the difference between Standard Premier and Business Premier. But let's jump on board and see what it's like. Yo, my name's Jeff, and this is my 2022 Around the World Tour.
You want to arrive a bit earlier here because there is security and immigration to pass through. However, if you book Business Premier, you'll have access to the fast track lane.
Hello friends, good morning from London. Now, I was actually supposed to take the Eurostar back in December, and Amanda and I were going to go to Paris, but due to regulations, we had to cancel that trip, so I used my credit for today. Now, there's 3 classes of service available in Eurostar. You can take Standard Class, Standard Premier, or Business Premier, and today I'm taking Standard Premier, which actually has the same first class seating you'll find in the Business Premier, except you don't get the lounge access and you don't get quite as good of a meal service on board. They also have a expedited security if you're in the Business Premier, so you won't be able to experience that, but it should be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to hop on board soon, and let's check it out.
Everyone was called to board at the same time, but I noticed far less people were boarding from this side. I always love traveling through these historic European train stations.
All right, here we go, next stop, Amsterdam.
Today we'll be riding on board the Eurostar E320 train, which may sound a bit familiar to my fellow Airbus fans. These are the train sets that are designed for travel beyond London and Paris. Now, whether you book Business or Standard Premier, you'll have access to the exact same Premier seating, which is laid out in a 1-2 configuration, which is very typical for a first class on a train, and to me the seating almost feels more spacious and comfortable than it appears on video. Eurostar service launched from Waterloo Station way back in 1994, and in 2007 their service moved to St. Pancras International. The Eurostar trains travel up to a speed of 320 kilometers per hour or 200 miles per hour, which is quite fast even for European standards.
Amsterdam calling at Lille, Brussels, Rotterdam and Amsterdam due to depart at 11:04. Please label your large items and luggage and place them in the luggage.
You'll find plenty of room for your bags on board, and a large and sturdy tray table, as well as a seat back pocket for extra storage. There's a small cup holder, a spot for a phone or tablet with a reading light control, and overall the interior feels modern but not very fancy.
Along with my colleague Mark and Anne, we are your train managers. Should you have any questions or need information, please do not hesitate to talk to us.
We soon departed on time for our scheduled 4-hour and 7-minute trip to Amsterdam. The meal service was offered shortly after we left. Now, Business Premier customers are offered a hot meal service, but Standard Premier customers, which was most of us on board, all enjoyed a choice of a cold meal, which was actually a lot better than what I had expected. Eurostar travels through the Channel Tunnel, which has the longest underwater section of any tunnel in the world. That section is 23.5 miles long underwater, and it's the 3rd longest railway tunnel overall at just over 31 miles in length. We'll travel as far down as 380 feet below sea level, and we'll make the crossing in just a few short minutes.
Welkom in Frankrijk. Het is nu de...
All right, welcome to France. We have made it through the channel for the first time on the Eurostar, so I'm enjoying the ride so far. Really great meal. They had 2 choices. There was a salmon choice or a falafel choice. I went with the salmon looking back on it. I probably should have gone with the falafel, but nonetheless it was still rather enjoyable. All right, so I guess now it's time to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Consultez Eurostar.com voor plus informatie. Kijk goed na dat u niets achterlaat aan boord en wees voorzichtig bij het uitstappen, opgepast voor de...
There's complimentary Wi-Fi on board, and you can also view the menus and other helpful info when you log in. I was unable to get the speed test to work, but the speed wasn't really great, so I just used mobile data instead. couple of other unique features I found were this small makeup mirror, along with a European power outlet and a USB port.
All right, welcome to the loo review on board Eurostar. So let's check out the loo. Looks like everything's pretty clean. And we've got our standard 3-in-1 European faucet. So we have the soap, the water, and the hand dryer. TP. Of course, we got a child changing tray. Nappy table. So yeah, I guess it's a pretty good loo. It's got plenty of room in here too, very spacious, unlike an airplane bathroom.
Welcome to Belgium. Local time is 13:56. In a few minutes we will be arriving at Brussels Midi. Brussels Midi station. Please be careful when alighting. There is a gap between train steps and platform. Ici Bruxelles Midi. Faites attention lors de votre descente. Il y a un espace entre la marche B et le quai. Dit is Brussels.
Gebruiken in de trein. Café Metropool is geopend in rijtuig 8.
As I enjoy the scenic landscapes fly by as we speed through these beautiful countries, I realize that flying may be quicker, and in this case, probably less expensive too. But it's a completely different experience. Even with the additional security measures on this train journey, the overall experience is much less stressful, and arriving to your destination in the city center can help cut down on additional transportation costs and time savings as well. Snack service was offered, and I don't think you can ever go wrong with a complimentary Kit Kat and a Coke Zero.
Dear passengers, welcome to Rotterdam. In a few minutes we will be arriving at Rotterdam Central, please. If you're leaving us here, please gather your belongings. Make sure not to leave anything on board. Please take care. Mind the gap between the train steps.
Today's journey cost $304 US and would have been nearly $400 for the Business Premier ticket. Considering a few months back I paid just about $70 for a 4-hour first-class journey from Amsterdam on Deutsche Bahn, it is a bit pricey.
Beste reizigers, welkom in Amsterdam. Over enkele minuten komen we aan in Amsterdam Centraal. Thank you for traveling Eurostar. We hope that you have enjoyed your time with us and we wish you a very good stay in Amsterdam. Goodbye.
Okay, there we have it. Welcome to Amsterdam. We have made it to Amsterdam Central on time. And I'm really excited to be back in one of my favorite cities. All right, I really enjoyed my adventure on the Eurostar, and the Standard Premier experience was a lot of fun. I'd say it was definitely worth a little bit of an upgrade. Overall, it's definitely a pricey way to get to Amsterdam. You'd probably be better off, maybe flying and taking the train here, save a few dollars that way. But all in all, the views in the train are a lot better. Also, the great thing about doing this versus taking the plane is that we are right here in the center of the city, which is a great place to be. So in that aspect, it is very convenient. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do me a favor and hit the like button. It definitely helps me out. It helps the channel get a lot more exposure. It helps me grow the audience, and hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more of these videos in the future. Now be sure you subscribe, because my next adventure is going to be on Lufthansa First Class, which is something I've really wanted to do for a long time. Yo, my name's Jeff. I believe that travel helps us build a more peaceful planet, and I hope you'll join me on my next adventure. Peace out.